Welcome back to Q Dads, guys, and yes, today we are hitting you with a great expanded, which is all around Burt and the real time that he's been with Lumin. Now, there's a few little facts and details that I'm going to be pulling from season 1 of Severance, and actually I think this is a really great theory of what Lumin is hiding, and more importantly, what Burt is hiding and potentially still aware of. So, if you remember, Burt invited Irving over with his husband, Fields, to have a bit of a dinner and just talk about their relationship on the inside. Now, as the evening kind of progressed, it got to the point where there was a few dates and activity of what they used to do in Lumin was thrown around. Fields said that Burt was working for Lumin for 20 years, which then, of course, Burt denied and said no, it was only 12, which Irving confirmed that the Severed department had only been around for 12 years. But Fields was very adamant about it being 20, and Burt's kind of facial expressions gave a bit of a different story. And then if we tie in the papers that we saw in Irving's house during that episode, it opens up a bit of a different picture. So for me, the papers that were kind of found in Irving's house insinuated a bit of a lawsuit that potentially Irving and Burt could have been involved with. Now, that lawsuit was beyond 12 years. Now, the theory that I'm going to roll with for a second here is really good. So, here goes. So, what if Burt and Irving had potentially been around for 20 plus years and working within Lumin and the Severed department? So, at this point, they're experiencing all the early stages of what Lumin can offer and how it's developing over the time. Now, if we cast our minds back to season 1, there was a few different things. Now, one, we had Dylan, who found some training cards on how to prepare for battle and to have a fight, kind of different techniques that he could use if he's ever confronted with something, which was unusual. And then, of course, we get that elusive painting, which was all around the grim barbarity of optics and design. And of course, the macro data refinement Calamity. Two slightly different versions, but what that kind of shows is that battle between O&D and MDR. Now, what if Burt and Irving, who, if you look at the image, do look like younger versions of those main characters, what if they were involved within that Calamity, that battle in Lumin? And this is the reason why their memories were turned off or shut down or taken away, or even through traumatic experience just lost. And that's why Fields remembers it being 20 years ago, but actually, because up until the 8-year point, that's when that battle happened. And this is why Burt only remembers it being 12 years. So that time difference there shows to me that Lumin and the Severed department has been around for a lot longer than Burt thinks he remembers. But then if you play on the opposite theory that Burt is in on it, because this is just based on his facial expressions, for me it kind of gave away the sign that he knows more than he's letting on, and he just doesn't want to give that information to Irving. Potentially, Burt is still working for Lumin now, and he's still hiding those secrets with him, and they've potentially paid him off, hence the big, large, fancy house. And Irving never received that payout, which is why his memories have been taken away. Now, this also explains why Irving's outie is having visions of the export room, not because his innie and outie mind are merging, but because he has been severed previously. Now, there has been rumours from season 1 that Irving's past is older than all of the others, which of course does tie into this theory. I don't think that it's a delusional, drunken Fields, as Burt kind of insinuates, with a bit of a fuzzy memory. I think that Burt is fully aware of what happened, whether he's reintegrated himself or whether he's just been allowed to keep his memories. Or actually, he might not be and might think that Fields has a fuzzy memory because his memories have been taken himself and now he thinks it's only 12 years. But those key bits of information for me, mixed with the details from season 1 of the calamity between O&D and MDR, just kind of tie in this whole thing. Burt and Irving were part of the original Severed team. There was a calamity, a battle, memories were wiped, a lawsuit was kind of implemented, and payouts happened. And this is how we end up where we are today. Let me know your thoughts on that theory, guys. I just wanted to touch base and get that out there. But absolutely, hit me in the comments. Let's have that debate going. And yeah, tell me if I'm wrong or tell me if I'm right. And as always, yep, we'll catch you next time with something new.